It's time for my June plans. Hello and welcome. I'm Akram Burris, and you're watching Akram's Ideas, bringing creative and crazy ideas to life. I am here to share with you my June plans. I know we're kind of already in the midst of June, but I thought better late than never. And I've probably already started a couple of these by the time you're actually watching this video. So I think it's pretty doable, hopefully. So let's get started with what I have planned for months of June. First off, as you can see, I'm wearing one of my McCalls 8067 tops, which I did a whole pattern review for that you can check out. I really want to try to get the fit of this top right, so I don't really want to be making myself any more garments until I address some fitting issues. With that said, I thought I would work on some projects that I've been kind of putting off and some selfless sewing projects that I have been requested to make. The first thing, if you've seen my May makes, you may have noticed that I made an apron that had been sitting in my UFO box forever. And that got me thinking about another apron that I actually wanted to make and a couple of other kitchen type items. Especially since I've been going through my fabric stash. And in my fabric stash, for years now, I have had this Coca-Cola fabric. I really think this is kind of a unique Coca-Cola fabric because the base of it is blue and not red. I think that's kind of makes it a little bit more airy, makes it a little bit more versatile. It's really, really nice. I have 7 yards of this that I've had in my stash for quite a long time. It's just a quilting cotton. It's really pretty. And forever, I have been telling myself that I have been wanting to make bowl cozies. So bowl cozies are essentially kind of like a folded pot holder that holds your bowl when you're having like soup or something hot, or in my case macaroni and cheese. And also on the flip side, you can also put something cold in your bowl and keep your hands from getting cold, so you can have a bowl of ice cream and it, you know, keeps the bowl temperature from reaching your hands. Also with that idea of bowl cozies, I thought, why not go all out? Why not make some matching pot holders? If you follow me on Instagram, a while back I shared some updates. I've been redoing my kitchen dining room. It's all kind of 1950s diner style. And I thought, you know, the Coca-Cola, because I have a lot of Coca-Cola memorabilia in my dining room, this would be perfect for a whole little kitchen set. So the bowl cozies, pot holders, and I thought I'd also do an apron. So what I kind of want to do, this is going to sound crazy, but what I want to do,
to see more episodes like this, be sure to click the like button, subscribe to Akram's Ideas, and hit the bell icon to get notified of new episodes.
is I want to make a faux diner waitress apron. So basically, I have Buttrick 5474, which is this sort of faux dress apron, and a version E here, right here, has sort of this kind of Peter Pan collar type thing. What I want to do is kind of make that apron, but with this type of collar on it, so it looks like a shirt dress, kind of like the, you know, the 50s diner shirt dress, but then also have a faux apron on top of the apron. Yeah, I see it in my head, and I hope it comes out the way I see it. So stay tuned. I think it's going to work really well. Now, as for the bowl cozies and for the pot holders, I'm going to need to obviously insulate them, and I need fabric on the back of it. Now, I could just double fabric it, but I have this tablecloth, this round tablecloth, which I don't have a round table, but this tablecloth came in one of those mystery bags of fabric that I pick up at the antique store. And so I thought this tablecloth, since it's kind of going to waste, and it's a fairly thick tablecloth too, a nice heavyweight tablecloth, would be great for the back side of my pot holders and bowl cozies, just to give it extra thickness, extra heat resistance. I think that would be really good. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to also try to attempt to make my diner waitress apron. Aprons are kind of fun because there's not a lot of fitting issues to work with an apron. So stay tuned on that. So a while back, my sister and her family came to visit me. I made a whole bunch, I talked about this with my makes, I made a whole bunch of face masks during April, and so they came down to pick those up. But of course she brought my niece and nephew to come out and hang out with us. And my niece, Layla, she is 6 years old now, so she comes into my sewing room and she starts, you know, we all do it. We all just start to touch the fabric. And she's touching the fabric and she picks up this fabric. So this is kind of like dancewear fabric. It is just the softest thing. I've had it in my stash for a while, but it is super soft and silky. Anyway, she picks it up and she like carries it all around with her. And then finally she comes to me and she's like, I want a nightgown. I want a nightgown that comes all the way to my toes, really super long, that has like a tank top sleeve top and a little pair of matching shorts to go underneath it to wear to bed. And can't say no. So she had very specific requirements for this. So that's what I think. I mean, ideally, I don't think this is actually meant to be. I mean, like I said, I think it's meant to be dance wear. It's got a lot of stretch to it. It's a little see-through, but I can see the appeal. It's super soft. And so she wants a nightgown out of this. So that's what I'm going to make her. I've got to find a pattern. I've got some just simple like tank dress type patterns that I could use. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. But if you have a pattern suggestion, that would be great. If any of you have made anything with this fabric, I think my biggest problem with this is going to be sewing it. I do have jersey needles, but I don't have any like sharp stretch needles, and I'm worried that I'm going to need a stretch needle versus a jersey needle. So if you've sewn with dancewear fabric before, I'd love to hear any tips and suggestions that you may have. With that, my sister also was going through my fabric stash and my pattern stash, and which is weird because she's never really been interested in me making her stuff. But she did come across a couple of things, so I've opted to try. She wants a couple of things, so I opted to try to make one of those things this month. And she has pulled out McCalls 7167, which is a jumpsuit. So it's got like a little romper and then the full jumpsuit. And there's two variations. There's one with a crisscross back and there's one with a full back. I don't recall which version she wants, but I'm going to have to ask her. She wants it out of this fabric here, which is really nice because this is that sort of double knit type fabric, and I think it's a brushed cotton, so it's super soft on the outside. It's going to look fabulous. I hope there's enough here to make it. I think there's enough to make it. She's shorter than me, so it should be enough to make her and I think that print's gonna look really pretty. I'm kind of excited because I've had this in my stash quite a while and I haven't made it. I'm not much of a jumpsuit person, but I think it will look really, really pretty. And so I'm hoping that goes okay. And I'm hoping because I'm making it in a stretch, I can kind of get away with some of the fitting issues on it. I will need her to kind of like test fit it and stuff like that. So we'll see how that turns out. So that's kind of my thing for her. Last summer, I made my husband a pair of 9720 Simplicity. This is a vintage pattern from 1990. And it's just a basic pair of shorts. One of the nice things about it is it has a faux placket, so it makes it look a little bit more dressier than it is, but it's just an elasticated pair of shorts. I made it for him. I made 2 last summer, and he absolutely loves them. He wears them to death. So he asked if he could have more. So I've got a couple of fabrics here, and it only takes about a little less than 2 yards, about 1 yard and 7/8. So I think I have enough of both of these. So the first one is this fabric. This is another little quilting cotton. At first it kind of looks kind of weird, but if you look carefully, these are like giant palm leaves with a pink undertone. I really like the look of that. And then the other one that I really love, and I think he's absolutely gonna love, are these fishes. Yeah, it's almost gonna look like swim trunks in a way, but he's going to love these, I know. And I love it because he's gonna be able to wear it with either, he's got orange and greens and blue tops, and you can go with some black tops, and they're all gonna work really, really well with this. So I am kind of focusing on these selfless sewing projects for June. The shorts will be super easy to whip up. The pot holders and the bowl cozies I'm hoping won't take long. The apron I will have to do some fiddling with because I want to try to hack the pattern. But the biggest projects of the month are going to be the project for my niece and sister. If I have some time, I might try to whip up a little shirt for my nephew Grant. We will see. But these are the ones that I am set to complete this June. If I get around to it, I'm going to try to revisit this top, which is 8067 from McCalls, and fix the fitting issues and make a couple more for me. We will see if that happens or not. But those are my June plans. I'd love to hear in the comments below what you plan to sew for the months of June. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Akram's Ideas, and thanks for watching.
And some selfless. So I thought that I would readdress have sewn with any kind of like dancewear fabric.